Thank you. Now, next question is from a Zoom audience. How are you voting on Article 22, the Reproductive Freedom Amendment that will be on the ballot in November? Mark.
No, absolutely not. I won't vote for a one paragraph bunch of malarkey just to tie up the court systems for the next 5 years. No. Won't vote on it.
Okay. Thank you. Wendy?
I'm voting yes. The legislature had to go through a 4-year process to get that language complete and adopted. So
One paragraph?
I appreciate the work that they put into it. It was vetted and I'm going to support it.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
My answer is yes, absolutely voting yes on Article 22, and I'm proud to vote on it. And I'm saying yes because I've read it multiple times, and in fact, it was introduced when I was in the legislature. We did hear from lots of experts. We heard from lawyers, we heard from doctors, we heard from people with lived experience. I'm voting yes.
I am also voting yes. I think, these are big personal questions for people. When life begins is a huge question. But what Article 22 does, when it comes right down to it, is takes politicians, who, as the caller in or the butter in said, our job is to be working for the people. And the Article 20, the beauty of it is it takes the politicians out of the decisions that by right should be between a woman, a person who can become pregnant, and their doctor. And I believe that very firmly.
Thank you. Rick?
I'm voting no, and I would encourage all those, even if you're pro-choice and strongly pro-choice, to consider what some of the unintended consequences might be. Because the language is so vague, it opens the door for things that perhaps we normally might not even want to consider. I think parental rights might be in danger if a child wants to change their gender and wants to get an operation or medication to do that. They have an individual reproductive autonomy that gives them the right in the Constitution to do that, and the parents are blocked out. Does that mean, like in Canada, that, which is happening right now, that parents who insist on their rights might actually lose possession or have a child taken out of the home? I don't know. That might have to go to the courts. I don't think our courts are so the best place for that kind of a decision. There's other questions, unintended consequences. Here's the thing. We know that life begins at conception, and that's the science. It's a different DNA. I'm not arguing that putting this in the Constitution changes the law for everybody, because the state of Vermont has already approved abortion right up to the very day of birth. But let's not put that into the Constitution, because that is going to be, like Tim said, it's going to take it out of the hands of the elected representatives. And third trimester pregnancies. That child is fully formed, feels pain, is viable, and has, I believe, certainly rights.